Hey, folks. God's wearing me out, y'all. Um, he's pushing me to share an experience that my daughter and I went through, and it's a very, very bad car accident. March 6th, 1998. I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee at the time, and I worked 3 days a week in Chattanooga. So my daughter rode with me, and we drove to Chattanooga to pick up my paycheck. And on the way back home, we were in Bradley County, and we were hit by a semi truck. Um, I remember looking at the clock, and it was 1:20, and looking up in my rearview mirror and seeing the grill of the truck, and I was thinking that truck's really close to me. And then I felt a bump, and I was thinking in my head, okay, I've been hit. I need to pull over. But when the bump happened, and this was just happening in a matter of seconds, but if any of you have ever been in a car accident or anything like that, you know how time kind of stands still and slows down. But anyway, I thought to myself, I need to pull over. I've been hit. And then I saw white. And I'm thinking that's when the airbag deployed and hit me. Now, my daughter, Alyssa, she was 5 at the time, and I had her in the front seat with me, which I wasn't supposed to, but, she was little and she was eating, so I wanted her up front with me, especially for the long ride home. Anyway, um, the airbag hit me, and that's the last thing I remember. Um, but after that, man, after that, I found myself in a bubble. It was a, I was surrounded in a bubble of light, and I was in my teenage body. Um, I was probably about 10 feet from the car, excuse me, and just hovering over the grass. So I guess like alongside the road. And I could see the car, and I could see myself. When the airbag hit me, it broke the seat. So I was laying like backwards in the seat. And I could also see my daughter's little head bobbing around in the passenger seat. And I didn't feel anything at all. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't scared. Just total and complete. I wasn't even curious. Total and complete calm, peace. And like I said, I was in the bubble of light, and then I heard a voice, and it was right behind my left ear, but I didn't hear it with my ear. I heard it in my mind, and the voice said, "You have to go back. You have to take care of her." And I remember just for an instant thinking, I don't want to go back. But then the next thing I remember is my daughter, she was patting my arm and she was going, "Mommy, Mommy." And it was enough to kind of stir me. And I could hear her and I could feel her patting my arm. I could smell like oil and an electric smell. And I could smell, when the airbag deploys, it has a certain smell to it. And I could smell that too. Um, and then I was back out again. And all I can tell you at this part is what the state trooper told me. The state trooper told me that they had called the coroner to come and get me. So I died. I died. And my daughter, she talks about it even now. She was really traumatized by it. She said that I was purple and gray and that I was cold. Um, anyway, the next thing I remember is waking up at the hospital with no clue, no idea what had happened, how I'd gotten there. Um, when I woke up, I could see the tile ceiling, and there was an IV, and I had the collar thing around my neck, and nothing made any sense to me. I couldn't understand what was going on, but it dawned on me that my daughter had been with me, and I was panicking. I was saying, my daughter, she's hungry. Please feed my daughter. Apparently, I had been the the hospital said that I had been in a coma for 5 hours. So basically, I guess I wasn't responsive for 5 hours. Um, and they had done all kinds of tests and didn't find anything wrong. So they finally let my daughter come in, and she jumped up on the bed. She had a plate of French fries, and she wanted to give me some of her French fries. And she said, Mommy, Mommy, I saw Jesus and the angel. And I'm ashamed to say that at that time she hadn't been to church. I hadn't taken her to church. So how she knew to say that, I don't know. Um, so we were in the near fatal accident. I had an out of body experience, and my 5-year-old child saw Jesus and the angel. As a result of that accident, I lost 45% of my hearing. This was in 1998, so 23 years later, I'm still wearing hearing aids. Um, she, I think she and I like bumped heads at some point. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bump right here. And it's gone down over the years. See, there's not a bump here, but there's a bump right there. And it's gone down over the years, but that was a result of the car accident. And also as a result of the car accident, she had left temporal lobe epilepsy. And, she was 5. And as she got older, the doctor, her neurologist, told me that as she got older, once she hit puberty, that they may go away on their own, that this may resolve on its own. And after 2 years of testing, because she was getting better, after 2 years of testing, he finally said that the seizures were gone. Thank God. She still deals with PTSD to this day. She is 28 years old. And I guess that's something she'll have to struggle with for the rest of her life. I was struggling with PTSD as well. I was afraid to get on the interstate. I was afraid to drive on the interstate. I was afraid to be around trucks. But I finally had this procedure called EMDR. It's rapid eye movement therapy. And had a few of those and was able to start driving on the interstate again. Whether you believe me or not, that's up to you. And I don't like sharing my story because I do get people who laugh at me. But then I have a lot of people who believe me, believe that this really happened. I did have that out of body experience. My daughter did see Jesus and the angel. And to this day, we still suffer as a result of that accident. And I am ashamed to say that you would think that an experience like that would bring me closer to God. But I think I pushed him away afterward. I don't know if it was out of anger. That's what I think. I think it was probably anger. Um, but I'm trying really hard to get myself straightened out because I just know in my heart that Jesus is coming soon. I don't know why he's pushing me to share my stories, but it's got to be for a reason. He's coming soon, friends. Please, please, I implore you, look in your hearts, look in your spirits. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It doesn't matter what you've done. Go to him. Tell him you're sorry. It doesn't matter. He already loves you. He is in love with us. He deeply loves us. I want to go to heaven. I want you to go with me. Thank you, friends.